Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. If you caught my mail call, which is on before this video, you'll know what was sent to me from Face Fat Shaving Company, and it was this. Now it's just a normal label, Face Fat Shaving normal label. It's got extra vitamin E in this batch. It's a newer batch, I suppose. I don't know whether that's something he's going to add into his latest batches that he'll be making. As you can see, around the outside there is absolutely no label on it. And what that means is, it's got its own scent. Now, it hasn't made any labels up for it, but the scent on this is it's almost 100% dead ringer for Maol Grooming Heliopteris, which is sun fern. It's a Latin and I can't remember the other word, but it's a Latin and Greek word mixed together. Heliopteris, helio being the sun, pteris being the fern, sun fern. So the scent on this is pretty much identical, and it's my favourite Maol Grooming scent. So I'm blown away that Craig's made this soap for me. It's the only tub I believe in existence. I don't know whether he made himself one. I'd be surprised if he didn't, because it's absolutely lovely. And I've also sent a message off to Sean over in Canada just to let him know how close this is scent. Oh, it just smells almost, it's the exact same. I would think that the soap and the splash came from the same artisan. That is how closely scented these two are. Right, the brush for today is the Turn and Shave. Now that we're in sort of 1080p, 60 frames per second and 4K land. Now the 4K videos I have noticed haven't actually shown up as 4K. Now for you guys out there that are very tech savvy, you'll know that 4K is, I believe, 2160p. Is that right? 1080p, 1440. I think it's 2160p. Now, the videos that I've been putting up have been coming up in 1080p 60 frames per second, but having watched them, pretty damn good picture quality. Now, one thing I've noticed with YouTube is a lot of guys comment first on the video. Now, those guys that are first to the video, that when it just releases straight away, the video is pretty much in, like, I think it's 440p, and it doesn't even get up to 720p for about 10-15 minutes, so you need to hold off a little bit if you want to watch it in HD. If you want to watch it in scruffy looking, then I don't blame you, because it makes me look a little bit better with all the rough edges. So here we go. This has got a 26mm quarter moon knot in there, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's almost like gel tips. I don't know whether you can see that it looks they're all stick together. So I'm just going to go straight into this soap. I thought that was a bit of water that fell off the brush here, but it wasn't. It was a bit of soap that fell out the tub, I think. Just get the tips. Now the 26mm quarter moon knot is a lovely, lovely knot. Very, very similar to the 25mm sort of, well, the black roll fan, but the one that's a mix between the ultra fan and the normal fan. It's like a hybrid. And for some reason, MV Shave seems to be the company that generally do that knot. This is loading up so easy. Cold water shave today, zero prep. I've just come in from work. I've been cleaning windows all day. I've come back, the kids are in there just having their dinner or a light bite, and then they've got soccer tonight. So I'll be taking them to that. So I'm going to have a quick shave. I'll start the upload hopefully before I go, or I'll start the conversion before I go, and then later on I will do the upload. Oh, that scent is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. A couple of lumps of soap there, I'm just going to get rid of them because we don't need that. My worst nightmare would be a reaction to this soap. Really, this scent is the exact same. Good scent strength as well. It's running about like a 5-6 scent, and because it's quite complex, there's a lot going on in here, I believe. There's quite a lot of different scents. It's sort of floral, woodsy, dark, earthy, sweet. It's got everything you want. So all I'm doing now is just painting water in. Until it goes translucent. That was Craig from Face Fat sending me a message. Smiley face. To be brutally honest with you, I think Sean Mullen over at Maol Grooming could actually sell this soap as an accompaniment to his splash. It is that good. Oh, the scent's brilliant. It's funny because this scent, when I first started wet shaving, if I'm honest, wouldn't have done anything for me. It's a little bit too floral, it's a little bit just too much for me. But the more I get into wet shaving and the more I try different things, the more open to scents I become. You know, but in the beginning it was all about gourmand scents that smell like lollies, basically sweets and pops and things like that, and fizzy drinks. Right, just one more dip. This lather's going to explode. I can't even get this really too translucent. It's still pretty darn thick, but I'm going to spray this brush now and watch the magic happen. After using Palmolive shaving cream yesterday, Palmolive's like going to McDonald's in food terms. This is like going to a 5-star hotel and sitting in a Michelin star restaurant. That's the quality of this soap compared to Palmolive. For my money, at the moment, it's the best soap coming out of Australia. Followed very, very closely by Australian Private Reserve, then Squadron, I would say. And then I think that's about it. I think all the other soap companies have pretty much shut up shop. This soap just keeps growing. I can't win with it. I keep adding water and it keeps saying, feed me, feed me. Look at it, it's growing down my neck. And it's not getting aerated. Look at that. It's absolutely incredible. I know you'll be watching this, Craig, and you'll be like, holy shit. I know there's a lot of guys out there on YouTube that make amazing lathers. Rudd's being one of them. He makes a great lather. He spends time on his lather, which I do, obviously. I think it's the best part of the shave, creating the lather. And when you get lathers like this, it's so exciting. In fact, I would go as far to say is whatever you've done to this soap with the vitamin E or something, Craig, it seems to be better than it was before. That's super loaded, that brush. It's so dense, so thick, so creamy. The Carve Christopher Bradley razor. What else? Got the B plate on here today. I've got a 10th use Gillette Super Stainless. The spoiler from America. I've got the 4-inch Argyle handle on here. One of only 4 in the world. And here we go. A no prep cold water shave. with one of my favourite artisans based out of Perth in Western Australia. That usual face fat slickness is there. The protection is lovely. Now, I don't know whether you guys can notice it, but I'm noticing it quite considerably that when I don't prep my face with a shave, with a shower and soften the beard up, the audio feedback from the carve is much better. Because it's such a heavy duty razor, it doesn't generally have a great audible feedback. Which in essence is a little bit of a downside to the razor. Audible feedback's a really nice sound, especially like the aluminium razors from above the tie, where you get some real raspy sort of crisp audible feedback. But that's due to the lighter metals used. Just rinsing the sink out because it's just chock-a-block full of lather. Fill it back up again and a bit of water. And here we go, lather number 2. Can't get a good lather with this stuff. I don't think you'll ever get a good lather. It's so easy to lather. Now we've got really hard, horrible water over here in Western Australia. I've only just recently found out that the biggest majority of our drinking water comes from the ocean and gets through a desalination process. Which in essence is good because we don't get the biggest amount of rainfall. Although we have just had, I believe, the wettest year on record since records began in Australia. residual slickness is really good. Look, it's still not, for me, as good as some of the tallow soaps that I use. Well, I shouldn't actually mention tallow. There's some soaps that I use that's just slightly better. Not much, but just slightly better than this in terms of residual slickness. But as an overall soap from start to finish, the density, the gloss, the creaminess, the intra-slickness while you're shaving, coupled with the post-shave feel, which prior to this soap was outstanding. I'm just going to dip the tips. It's just a little bit dry. Outstanding. Right, cross grain other direction with the carb razor. The B plate. And the Gillette stainless, super stainless, the spoiler from America. It's definitely a toss-up for me between the B and the C plate for what plate I prefer. I was hoping to send out, I'm actually sending my C plate, my A plate and my double A plate up to Dustin in Perth, who sent me the Gillette Super Thins, so that he can try it. He's got the D plate at the moment and it's just a little bit efficient for him, and I know what he means, it's a little bit too much if it's for an everyday shave. Certainly the B and C plates are beautiful for that. So sending the C plate up, which for me is pretty much the best of both worlds. It's efficient, but it's mild enough that you can use every day. Right, I'll just touch up around the lips. And that's an incredible shave. Oh yes. Just rinse the sink out. Rinse the brush out. Still caked full of lather. Alright, so all I've done is I've just rinsed the soap out of the brush, and then what I do is I give it a real good flick. literally in the sink, sometimes in the shower, I just flick it quite hard like that. What it does is it flicks all the excess water out. And what you're looking for, especially with synthetics, not so much with natural hair brushes, it doesn't work quite as well. But with a synthetic brush, it will look pretty much like it does when it's bone dry. If you flick it hard enough, it'll look like that. So you can see there that all the bristles are very evenly where they were. Like, it just looks like it's not been wet or used at all. It's got amazing density, this knot. It really has. Okay, I'm not even going to flick it on the towel because it doesn't even need it. I'm just going to rinse the soap out. Let my skin dry off a little bit while I'm doing that. What a shave. I've got a tiny weeper there, like tiny. Post shave feels really moisturised, like that sort of tacky moisturised. If I left that, I'd be fine. I wouldn't need a post shave splash or a balm or anything to go with that. I'm just going to let it dry a little bit. Right, so the soap today was face fat shaving. As you already know, I've been talking about it during the whole shave. Face fat shaving from Western Australia over where I live in the lovely warm part of Australia where there's no natural disasters, touch wood. The soap comes in a 4-ounce tub like that. It's got good depth to actually load your brush up. It's quite a firm soap, so it's going to last you a while if you buy one as well. And what I like about it is it's a real natural colour. It's not bright white or anything like that. It's just sort of the natural colour the soap would be, using all natural ingredients. The ingredients list are right around the ring of the label that I just showed you on the lid, so you can have a look there, pause it if you want to have a look at the ingredients. But it uses top quality ingredients. These essential oils, I know, are the highest grade of essential oil you can use and buy. Very expensive, but most certainly worth the cost when it comes to making things like this. Because that scent's incredible. It's absolutely beautiful. He's really nailed that scent. I'm going to pop this on now. I've just had a smell of that. I'm just going to pop this on. Post shave is excellent. Really moisturised. It's starting to get that sort of nice, still moisturised but silky smooth sort of feeling to it, which is lovely. I'm going to finish this shave off now with some Maol Grooming Frosted Heliopteris aftershave. So this is Sunfern Frosted, meaning menthol. I mean, there's a slight difference, but the menthol makes a difference to this. And this is obviously a lot stronger in scent. I mean, you're talking, if this was a 10, this would be about a 2 in scent strength. So this is essentially, I put this around about a 5 scent strength, so this is around about like a 12, 13. It's so nice. So 1, 2, 3 splashes. Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt. Oh, what a scent. The menthol takes those splashes to the next dimension. It really adds to the scent. Now obviously, now that I've got this on my face and it's starting to open up a bit, there's a little bit more to the splash than there is to the soap. But yeah, I can still smell the soap over that when I put it to my nose. They're so similar, it's not even funny. I think Craig's done a fantastic job replicating this scent, which I really enjoy. And it's a shame that it's not actually available for people that love Maol Grooming to actually grab some of this stuff, because I think it's always nice to have a matching soap splash set. I don't have many of them, but when you have them, they're beautiful to use, and that's an incredible shave. The brush for today was, as you've already seen several times, the turn and shave with the 26mm quarter moon knot. Absolutely beautiful brush. You might be able to see the sort of glitter and details inside that handle. It's absolutely stunning. The glitter on here as well. Milton makes it an absolutely incredibly impeccable brush. If you want the best of the best in terms of actual quality and looks and no tooling marks at all, nothing at all, and pretty much exactly what you always ask for, Milton's the man to go to in my opinion. It's easy to work with. He'll go over and over things and try and get it right for you. He's just an awesome bloke to work with, should I say. And the carved Christopher Bradley razor with the 4-inch Argyle handle, the B plate, which I think is something like 0.73 blade gap, something like that, and 10th use Gillette Super Stainless, the spoiler from America, vintage blade. I mean, that is a weeper free shave. Got a couple of bits of red marks down here. These were actually a couple of ingrowns. But other than that, that's a stunning shave. You guys stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. And if you can afford it and you want to try some awesome products, Face Fat and Maol Grooming are two of the best on the market at the moment to go with all the other amazing artisans out there. Catch you guys next time. Cheers.